Good evening, y'all.
Today's topic we're talking about mental illness, depression, bipolar, schizophrenic, um, different illnesses, and suicide. Basically, comes along with all of those mental illnesses. I have friends, family that suffer from mental illness. Um, One is not better than well, I'm not gonna say one is not better than the other because I haven't experienced this. Neither one. However, I be having a lot going on in my mind, but I pray on it and I use my saying mind over matter, and I try to. Am I gonna say try, or I just overfeed it with the mind over matter? So we're going to be talking about that today, and it touches Toya. You've experienced it.
I've experienced depression. I've experienced it to the point to where I wanted to take my own life. That's how bad I've experienced it. First off, I don't know if a lot of people actually know the definition of depression, so I'm going to just go ahead and read it for you real quick. So depression is a major depressive disorder. It is common and a serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Fortunately, it is also treatable. Depression causes feelings of sadness and or loss of interest in activities once enjoyed. It can lead to a very variety of emotional and physical problems and can decrease a person's ability to function at work or at home. Some of the symptoms of depression includes feeling sad or having a depressed mood, loss of interest or pleasure in activities that you once enjoyed. Like I said before, you can have change in appetites, in your appetite, weight loss or weight gain, loss of energy, increased fatigue, you feeling of worthlessness or guilty, difficulty thinking and concentrating and making decisions, and last but not least, but thoughts of death and suicide. And so, a couple years ago, I was going through something, and I was very, very depressed to the point that I wanted to take my own life. Um, I almost succeeded. A lot of people don't know this. I'm a very strong person. Well, at least I thought I was, and that's how everybody viewed me, to be strong. But however, I was at one of my weakest moments, and I decided to go see a doctor. And the doctor prescribed some type of pills for me. I don't remember what they were. Anyways, I remember one night I was really, really bad, doing really, really bad, and I just wanted to end it all. So I took the pills. I took them, and I remember falling off the bed onto the floor, and I was passed out. And it was as if I had an out of body experience. I could see I got two daughters, and they were both on top of me crying. I couldn't move. I could hear them, but I couldn't move. And, I remember, I don't know how I came to, but I think it was by the grace of God that I did, because I came to. So I
Did
know.
they call the rescue squad?
No, 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 no. Because once I came to, I didn't want none of that. Because I was so embarrassed that I actually did that. I didn't want nobody to know that I did that, you know. And for my girls, I could hear them.
Mommy.
I could hear them, yeah. And I know that I think one of my kids might have called my dad or my cousin or somebody. I remember somebody being on the phone, and I could hear what was going on. But it was like if I was out of my body. It was like if I was looking down on my kids
the
crying.
whole situation.
Yeah, and it's like I could have literally lost my life. And I think it was selfish. I think anybody who chooses to take their life is selfish. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion, especially if you have children, because you leave these kids behind wondering did my mommy or my daddy take their life because of me? And there's nobody to tell them, well, there is somebody to tell them, well, no, honey, that's not the case. But that child is not going to believe that because their mother or their father is not there to tell them. So, this issue it means a whole lot to me because I know, especially in the Black community, a lot of mental illness goes it's like a taboo. It's like oh, you don't need to see a doctor, just go to church, or it's a real issue that needs to be brought up in the Black community.
Yeah, and I think too, we all can say it's selfish, and you're speaking from experience, and you can say, it was selfish of you, but when you have that mental illness and you don't have that balance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you just saying, I can't take no more.
And that's just
like, and when you think about it, when you basically kind of simplify it, we could be at work working one day, but your job has been getting on your nerves and you feel like they're nitpicking and you feel like this and you feel like that. And you're just like, you know what? I can't take no more. I quit. I'm done. Mm-hmm. So in a person's mind that want to commit the suicide, that's just what they're feeling. And I don't think that, you got to understand, you probably like, I'm no good for my kids. Did that go through your mind? I'm no good for this person. I'm tired of this and I'm tired of that.
My whole thing is that I really didn't want to die. And most people who are depressed and who try to commit suicide, they don't really want to die. They just want to get out of the pain.
Right.
They don't really want to leave their kids behind. They just want to leave the pain behind.
And
at that moment, and you feel like when everything's crushing down you, coming down on you, and you don't have nowhere to turn to, you feel like you don't have nowhere to turn to because of conversations that your family may have had, that, depression is not a real thing, you don't want to turn to those people. So for me...
But then too, when people think that you are the strong one, you are the go-to person. And I'm going to tell you, the viewers that's out there, the people that's out there, whoever, check on the people that's the strongest. Because the people that's the strongest, most likely, are the weakest.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even say the weakest.
But because I'm going to tell you, they go through so much and they carry so much on their shoulders that they become so weak that they can't take no more. And I don't want to talk to nobody else because everybody talks to me. Yeah. And so everybody's going to say the same thing to this person. You're going to be okay. You're the strong one. I hear it. I hear it all the time. I don't suffer from depression. I don't think. I don't suffer. I'm not bipolar, schizophrenic, or anything. Having never been diagnosed for ADHD, but I do have my days where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just tired, but I don't want to take my life. I never went through the pain or the urge to take my life, but I will say a lot of people that suffer from depression.
It was a point I didn't even want to get out of bed.
Don't want to get dressed.
I would sleep all day. I would pop those pills. My kids would be there, and I would just sleep.
So what was the pills for?
The pills were supposed to help me to cope.
Okay, but depression pills.
Yeah, but I was abusing those pills.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to live. Well, I wanted to live, but I just wanted the pain to go away. And it was like every time I popped a pill, if you've taken any of those type of medicines before, it gives you like a euphoria type of feeling to where, you like, woo, So that's the feeling that I was chasing.
You're just like relaxed because
I wasn't worried. But no sooner it wore off, I was ready to pop another one. Mm-hmm. And so so that night, when that happened, and I must say, before I came here, I was like, I don't know if I want to tell this story. I don't know how much of the story I want to tell, but I'm going to tell you this. I was not alone in that house. There was somebody else there in that house with me and my kids, but they walked out. They walked right out. I could hear them walk out the front door and leave me and my kids in the room.
But it lets you know about some people. And also, you got to really think about the whole situation. And it's easy to say, I can get through it, she can get through it, I can get through it, she can get through it. Mm-hmm. I've had a few friends that suffer from depression. And, most of them have tried the same thing you did. They've been, had to go a couple of days, and at first, they didn't want to let nobody know. But if you suffer from an illness, stop feeling embarrassed. Okay.
Yes.
Get help.
Get help.
Because at the end of the day, if people talk about you when you ain't sick, have a love yourself enough to not care what somebody else is going to think about you. Love yourself enough to go get help so you can be a better person. Love yourself enough so you can help the next person and tell your story. And like for you, you know, you went through this. You telling your full whole story might help somebody else. Don't feel like I don't want to tell my business. You're not telling your business, you're telling your testimony because you're still here.
Right.
You know, so transition your mind, and then that way, the next time you might slip back into it because you don't know, you might slip back into it. You can then remind yourself, I didn't free that burden. Right. Because I told my story. But you got to be ready. It's not going to ride.
You got to be ready. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I feel like I pulled myself out of depression because I had to change the way I thought. First and foremost, when I got up and I came to and my babies was next to me crying, I was like, Toya, what in the hell are you doing? I know that I got so many people who love me and care for me, but I let this one person take me down so low that I felt like I just wanted to end it all. And it was all because of a person. And for me, I never thought...
Was it the same person that walked out the door?
It was the same person that walked out the front door when I was back there on the floor. It was the same person. Yep. Me and my kids.
Yeah, and then too, a person, and ladies, and men, you know, when you are in a because a lot of times depression comes too with women from a bad relationship, mental abuse. And when people start to tell you ain't nothing, you're this, you're that, nobody wants you, look how you look, this, that, and the third. Not just your partner, but your friends, your family, people that don't know you, they talk about you. You want to stay in the house. When you stay in the house, you look at the same thing and you got the same routine. I don't want to get, and it starts off, I don't want to get dressed.
Yeah.
Then it starts, after I don't want to get dressed, that means I'm not going to get up out the bed.
Right.
And when you don't get up out the bed, I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to clean, I'm not going to do nothing. You start to neglect yourself. When you look in the mirror, you see everything that the people that told you what you was.
Yeah.
You know, you're not clean, you're dirty, you're ugly, you're skinny, you're fat, you're this, you're that. Pick yourself up, and again, love yourself and have that mind over the matter, over that situation.
And that's what I had to have, was that mind over matter.
Yes, and that's why I stick, like that is my slogan, walk your walk and mind over matter, because I'm going to tell you, mind over matter got me out of a lot of bad situations, and it got me into a lot of good situations. You know, we could want something, but is it really worth it? You know, have your mind over the matter. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we can let the matter take over our mind, and then there you go.
Right.
You know, and then walk your walk, not nobody else's walk. So you be able to face, you know, your illness, your demons, whatever you got going on, you know, whether it's relationship, work, or whatever. Because some people get depressed when they lose their job. They feel like they're not making the money that they were making. They're not living in the house that they was living in, not driving the car that they was. You get depressed from so many different things. And some people get depressed from being overwhelmed as being a parent. You know, I got to cook, I got to clean, I got to work, I got to do this, I got to do that. You know, when I'm at work, it's, you know, Rachel. When I'm at home, it's mommy. A long time, my significant other is bae. You know, and it's just like, okay, when is it really my time? Not saying that I'm going through that now, but just using it as an example for people that tend to slip and go through certain things. You know what I mean? And just, if you feel like you need help, get it. Whether it's counseling, whether it's, and I'm a life coach. You can use my services for that. I don't prescribe medication. I don't recommend medication to anybody. If it's that deep, then it's, you know, only thing I can do is coach you out of a situation and talk to you and hold you by your hand and try to show you another path and another journey. And I can do this with you day by day, or whenever you pick up that phone and you feel like you need them services, you know. And it's okay, man. Stop feeling embarrassed because you need to talk to somebody. And another thing too with people, they scared to talk to people because they don't want people to tell their business. You know, one thing about it, two things for certain. It's your story. You're going through it. Tell it.
Well, first of all, you want to talk to somebody that you can trust anyway.
Yeah, you do. But again, when you have trust issues, though, when you have had friends and cousins and your significant other that you told things to, and then they told it to other people, You like, okay, if I couldn't trust them, what am I gonna do with this person that really don't know me? But the thing of it is, when you self-love,
Yeah.
and self-hug, and know what's best for you,
Right.
it doesn't matter if they talk about you anyway. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. Can't nobody tell your story but you.
Right.
And that's where you have that mind over matter. Right. Stop worrying about what somebody gonna think about you. Think about yourself. How can you want somebody to have certain expectations for you when you don't have it for yourself? You got to, in this day and time, no, back in the day, people, you were brought up on how to treat people. You were brought up on hospitality. You know, treat people the way you want to be treated. This day and time, it don't work like that. This day and time, you got to tell people how to treat you. You got to set your limitations. And you got to tell people what you're going to deal with, what you're not going to deal with. And I'm going to tell you something. Like Madea, Tyler Perry, whatever, you know, said, I was reading listening to the video this morning when he did the scenario about the tree. Sometimes people come in your life, they're leaves. They blow this way, blow that way. Them people are all over the place. So when you find people and they're all over the place, sometimes you got to stay away from them people.
You do.
If you are unstable, you can't be around unstable people. Then you got people that's like tree branches. Tree branches last on trees for a long time. They plant a seed to make you think that they're there for the long term. They plant a seed to make you think that they're the root of that tree. They're meant to be there for a lifetime. When some branches get broken, or they break their own stuff because they don't want to be a part.
Come through there, that branch is gone.
Gone. Why? Because they don't want to be a part of your storm. The fun ride is over. You are at the bottom. The only people you need to hold on to is the people that you consider the root of that tree.
Right.
You know, the people that is coming to your tree to water it, to check on it, to make sure it's stable. You know what I'm saying? People, if people are not going to pour into you positively, let it go for your sanity.
But you know what? In my situation, I had a go-to person. I have a person that I send talking to all the time, you know, my cousin. And I would tell her everything. But at the end of the day, she still didn't know that I felt that bad that I wanted to take my own life.
Because she thought that you was a strong person too.
Yeah,
you talked
she really
about
did.
it. Because people don't know. Like with my girlfriends, when I first found out, never would have thought it.
Right.
When I say never, and I'm talking about close, peanut butter and jelly, ketchup, mustard, Kool-Aid, sugar, hot dog, hamburger, close. You know what I'm saying? And so when I first found out, I felt bad as a friend because I'm like, how did I not see this? How did I not know this? And if somebody don't want you to see something, to know something.
No, because we can mask it real good. And that's how I hid it. I mean, I was so crushed inside. I mean, it took a lot for me not to just bawl out and just start crying, especially when I'm at family functions and I'm thinking about something. You would never know that I was depressed by having a conversation with me. You wouldn't have knew that. You would have thought I was the happiest person around. But inside, I was dying. Yeah. I was sick. I wanted to get away from the pain. I wanted to escape the pain. And for me, it was self-teaching. I read self-help books. I did the affirmations every day. And I still continue to do that. And that's why I have a heart to help. Because I know what it's like to be down. I know what it's like to be at that point to where you just want to end it all. I've been there.
And I haven't been to the point where I wanted to end it all. And I just thank God just for walking with me through all of my tribes. Like, really.
I thank God for bringing me back.
And I'm going to tell you, because, I mean, I have been in the dungeons, the darkness. You would have never known it. I was there probably a year ago today. Like, there. I'm in jobs. And the reason why I'm working 3 jobs, because I didn't want to be at home. When you don't have peace, the screen is off. When you don't have peace in your home, something ain't right. And whatever is disturbing your peace in that home, you need to get rid of it. It's going to hurt you. It's going to bother you. It's going to make you feel lonely, but you need to get rid of it. And I'm going to tell you, I had to do just that.
Me too.
And I'm going to tell you why I had to do it. For one, God told me to do it. For two, I knew if I didn't do it, I was going to start to be depressed. I was going to start spazzing out. I'm already working 3 jobs. So eventually, Then my job started getting on my nerves. I mean, it got so bad I went to work one night and I just spazzed out in the middle of the hallway. Like, spazzed out. And they were looking like, what? Oh, my God. I mean, it was so bad, I walked off the job. They did not fire me. You know why they didn't fire me? Because they knew it wasn't me. So something had to be wrong. Because when I went to work, I would work. I would smile. I would help out. I was a leader. You know what I'm saying? So for her to go off of somebody saying something this little to you,
you had a whole lot built up in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And when I left work, you know where I went? To the bar. You know, because it just kept going and going. You know what I mean? And it was just like, I wasn't sleeping, nothing.
So when you say you went to the bar, did that make you feel better? Because I know.
I went and I drank. Like, I'm not an alcoholic, but when I drink, it's to me, it's like my therapy and music. I listen to music. And it kind of relaxes me. And to be honest, some people will say I'm uptight. But when I have a drink or two or whatever, I kind of, I'm more like relaxed. I ain't more like zoning in or whatever. You know what I mean? But, and I did go through a phase one time where I was having issues, and I was drinking every day, all day long. And I'm talking about all day long. And would carry on. So when I start carrying on, I'm like, you're going into a problem. You're going into a problem for real. Because now, drinking used to be social and laughter. Now it's by yourself and you're angry. So your social is, let me go out in public and destroy some things. So I had to change it. But that was my medication of me saying, I'm not going to get depressed. So before I get depressed or before I start getting suicidal or whatever, I'm going to take it out on a person. You know what I'm saying? That's causing this to me. And I had to learn, you forget all of that because now you're acting like the person that's hurting you. You have to let them people go. You have to let it go. So some things, just let it go and move on and understand. Everybody is not for you and you are not for everybody, and it's okay.
It's okay.
And the reason why they were there to take you through the mud, it was to teach you a lesson for your next blessing.
But you know what? And now I look back, and I really don't want to talk about anybody, but I see that same person who walked out, they're struggling with depression right now. And it hurts to see that person like that. And I make sure I call and check on them, and and send kind words their way, because even though my depression was a part of, and I won't blame it all on them, because I feel like I was depressed before, way before in my childhood.
And it add to it.
And it just, over the years, things cycled on, and then this one,
Do you think your depression started from you holding stuff in that hurt you and bothered you?
From a child. Yeah.
Right. And if you notice, you've heard me talk to before. I mean, you've had personal conversations. And what do I always say? You have to let people know. Because I'm going to tell you, holding stuff in, I think that's where it starts, because you start to hear voices. And the voices that you hear is the people that then bothered you, that then cursed you out, that then talked about you, that then stole from you, that then did wrong to you, that then violated you. And you just never really said nothing because I'm going to be the bigger person. Or if you said something,
you said it to the wrong person.
Right. Or if you said something, they brushed you off and you still dealt with them because you said they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? And then you gave them another chance to disrespect you or to do something to you again, and you still kept them people around. Yep. You see how toxic another human being can be towards you? Yep. So sometimes, man, let people know how you feel, because how can
I learned that?
Yeah, how could, if you and I are cool and you done something to me, right?
Yes.
How can I sit here and tell Felicia, Toya, this, that, and the third, whoop, 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 and, I'm just not going to speak to her, I ain't talking to her, or I'm going to just feed her with a long-handled spoon, whatever the case may be. And then you're wondering, like, why is, Raw acting like that? Like, what, and you ask me, I'm like, nothing. But the whole time I know it's something, because I done told Felicia. So the next time you do something to me, do I really have the right to be mad at you? In reality, let's keep it all the way real. Do I really have the right to be mad at you?
Not really.
Exactly. Why? Because I never told you what you done to me, and I never told you to stop doing it to me, and now I'm blaming my illness on you. You can't blame it. You got to take responsibility for what you didn't do. You got to tell people what they're doing to you.
You do.
And it doesn't make you the smaller person. It doesn't make you the bigger person. It just makes you stand up for
and
who
there's
you
always
are.
a way to say stuff to people. You don't have to be belligerent or rude.
Right, because it ain't what you say, it's how you
it's
say it.
how you say
And
it.
if they can't take it and they don't understand it, so be it. But I know one thing. Once I tell you what not to do to me, and once I tell you how you hurt me, and you do it again, that lets me know what you think about me. And so what I got to do, if I continue to stick around you, how do I care about myself?
Right.
You know, I got to go from this situation. And if I go from this situation and you really want the friendship, you're going to come and you're going to try to fix it. And what you're not going to do, the same thing that made me go over here the first place. You're not going to do it, but that's going to let me know that you value our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Our family ship or whatever it is that we have going on. You value it and you're going to try to fix it. Because sometimes you hurt people and you don't know you hurt people. And hurt people hurt people.
You're right.
So.
And depression is real. Depression
It is.
is.
And suicide too, man. Don't listen. Don't take your life. Whenever you feel like you want to tell somebody, get some help, it's okay. Because at the end of the day, when you attempt it and you don't succeed, people gonna know anyway. People gonna know. Regardless, they're gonna know. And if you succeed, they're gonna know. So either way you go, just get some help, man, and love yourself. Self-check yourself and fix you. You can't want everybody to pour into you to fix you if you're not willing to fix yourself and take responsibility for what you have going on as a person. And if you have mental illness and you need to take your medication, and I'm going to say this too, try not to mix your medication with alcohol and drugs either, because that's a trigger, you know, because, you know, a lot of people do drugs because they are depressed. They are bipolar. They are schizophrenic. And they say it calms them down. It lays them back. You know what I'm saying? It takes their mind somewhere else. But one day, what if it don't work? And then you taking your medicine.
Yeah.
And you still don't want to...
You have to be careful with that medicine, because when any type of drug that you're taking, it opens up another dimension. It opens up another...
And it's a chemical imbalance.
Yeah,
and you're unstable.
It creates a chemical imbalance. If you don't already have one, it will, and it can create a chemical imbalance. It opens up a whole nother level to your brain, you know, and that's what it's supposed to do, because it's supposed to kind of help you where you're lacking at. So when that happens and you mix alcohol with those drugs, then the drugs are not, when I say drugs, I'm talking about prescribed medicine. When you mix the alcohol with the prescribed medicines, you are actually like confusing the medicine. It doesn't really know how to work for you. So that's why it's on the bottle, and that's why they tell you not to
and then too, you know your mindset. You kind of know your mindset. If marijuana, alcohol, whatever, relaxes you, releases you, calms you down, and that's what your medicine's supposed to do, why are you taking your medicine anyway? So now you really going to be down in the dump. You really not going to want to get up. You're not going to... Then you got another day under your belt where you didn't go to work. You didn't go look for a job. You didn't clean up. You didn't take care of your kids. You didn't do lawn. You didn't do anything that you were supposed to do because you took a double dose. You know, you took... you know, your medicine as far as in, you know, marijuana, whatever you choose to calm you down, street drug wise, or alcohol, then you turn around and took your prescribed medicine. So again, when you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to do what? You're going to feel the same way, because you feel like I haven't accomplished nothing. Nope. And then you're going to feel like the medicine's not helping. How can the medicine help when you're mixing it with other things? And how can it help if you never gave it a chance to help you? Because you're busy doing what you want to do with it. You want to take it on Monday, not Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right. Or you want to take it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now that it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you don't want to take it because you want to do this and want to do that. It's not going to work because it cannot get used to your system. By the time it gets in on the third day, you pushing it back out on Thursday and Friday. So now you feeling all off. You feeling this, you feeling that. You know, so just think about it.
You're really not getting the help that you need. is not, the medicine is not working. I remember days when I was depressed, and it would be days I would just cry, y'all. I would cry. I mean, the tears would come, and my daughters would be there, and they'd be like, "Mama, you okay, Mama?" You know, they would. I mean, they would try to feed me. I would just lay in the bed. It was bad.
Wow.
So depression it's terrible. It's a terrible thing, and we can sit here and we can talk and say do this and do that, but if you have been depressed, you know it's not an easy thing to come up out of. I had one friend who would send me, and I just spoke with her the other day. She would send me Facebook memes back to back to back to back to back, and that helped me. You know that, and I don't know if she know. Well, she knows because I told her. But that really helped me come up out of it a little bit. I had good days because she would call and she would check on me, you know. And then it was some days I'd be like, okay, y'all, this is it. You know, I'm not gonna be depressed. This is it. I got my girls right here. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And I would, for that day, I might even take the kids to the park or take them to the movies or something. But then the next day, out of nowhere, back in the bed.
And it's like this.
Don't want to get up. Don't want to shower.
Mental.
Don't want to go to the store. Don't want to get up and fix the kids nothing to eat. I just wanted to lay in the bed and cry. I just wanted, it was so bad. But I am grateful today that I'm not like that. I love my life. I promote life.
And you know the difference between...
so much life. I know it's so much life, and I have so much love to give. And
you know the difference between depression and... I'm just sad.
Yes, I was depressed.
Right, but I'm saying now.
And now I know when I'm sad. Yeah, it's just sad.
Because some people can just have an off day and be like, it's my depression, then they just go all the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So too, you want to kind of determine, you know, is it really my depression or I'm just having a little bad day? Because people that's not depressed or suffer from it, there's times I cry. Matter of fact, I think I might have cried the other day out of nowhere.
But crying is good. Crying good for the soul.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm saying though, but this, you know, and I say that to say this. Just because you cry and you having a bad day, people that don't suffer from depression or bipolar or mental illness, they go through that too.
Imagine feeling that every day. That day that you cried and
people do it every day.
Imagine going through that every single day, and all you see is a black tunnel. You don't see no way out. You can go to church, you can read your Bible, you can talk to your friends, and in that moment you feel good. But when you go back home
by yourself,
and you have to deal with yourself and internally, everything that person has said to you is gone because you're like I said, you're in a tunnel.
It takes back over. It takes, and then too, is it, I don't know, but is it fair to say it's like a voice that says, okay, that person really don't care, or this, or that? Because, you know, my friends that suffer from it, that's what they were saying. Like, they hear the negativity.
For me, it wasn't so much anybody else's voice. It was more or less my voice. It was I would hear, well, not hear, but I would replay.
Like I can say, you look nice today, and then in your mind it's like, oh, she's only saying it because that's my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like every time somebody gave you a compliment, from what I heard, you know, from certain people, when they would get a compliment. You know, it's, oh, you're just saying that because you know what I'm going through. You're trying to make me feel better.
Yeah.
So to hear it from a stranger that don't know them, it's just like, oh, okay, well, maybe they accept that more. You know, and so then when you got your alone time, it's like not voices, but everything that went on and everything everybody just said to you.
It replays back to you.
Itself. And then
you start to believe it.
Yeah. And so then, and I really think, you know, that kind of happened to me with a friendship. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, and it hurt me because I'm like, I'm not like that. I never thought that. I never would do that. But somebody had to tell me, you have to look at what she's thinking and how she's feeling and what she's going through. And you got to understand that is not the same person that you met, that you've been hanging with. You're dealing with another person.
Right.
So you have to understand that, and you can't fault the old person. But I read and wanted to put in the post today, and I'm a believer of it. You can't keep using your mental illness as an excuse to be nasty.
No.
And disrespectful to your peers. You know what I'm saying? The public, your friends, your family, your kids. You can't keep using that. Because some people, and they will use it as an excuse that it's okay, you should be forgiven because of what you got going on. No, because when are you going to get enough? When are you going to get some help? Because then you start to, and then too, you start to mentally abuse the people that surround you.
And it's levels to depression too. It's not, it's different levels to it. And I can see it because I know what it looks like. I know if I had a friend who was once strong and now he or she is drawn back, don't want to go anywhere, don't want to get dressed like they used to, don't want to, put their makeup on like they used to do, don't want to go out, don't want to do anything except for sit in the house and either drink or smoke or do. That's some of the signs that you want.
Depression. Yeah, because I was going to ask you.
Loss of appetite and all of that. That's yeah. And it takes a toll on you. Some of the warning signs are like is what I just told you all. You look out for your friends. If you notice that your friend is talking differently, if they starting to give away a lot of their stuff, or they talking about updating their will, or they talking about if they just sad, they talking about they want to end it. Don't take it as a joke, because it's real.
And two, let them be mad at you. You can be mad at me if I'm saving your life. Be mad at me.
Let me find out you're depressed. I'm sending you a meme every day. I'm calling you. I'm texting you. I'm that type of person now because I know how hard it is. I've seen it. I've been through it. Yeah. And for my girls to be there and to see that too, like that is one of the main, that is my main reason for life.
Too, the world is going at such a rapid rate that you move, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing that. So when you catch up with your girlfriends or your favorite cousin or your favorite auntie or whatever, it's basic conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody is so busy talking about their work week, their man, their kids, they this, they that. And they're doing the same thing. So it's kind of, you don't see, and me, I am a person, I pay attention to detail, and after going through what I went through with a couple friends of mine and the other people that I was around, you know what I'm saying, they suffered from it. I do kind of pay attention to people now, period. And I tread
lightly.
Yes, I tread lightly because I can't get wrapped up into it, but I can get wrapped up into you wanting to help you. I can assist you there, but it's sometimes it can bring a toll on you. Go get help, go get help, go get help, go get help, and you start to get, because at one time I started to get nervous. Will I see her again? You know what I'm saying? And so then it's starting to, now that energy is on me, and I'm more concerned about this over here, and I'm just like, dang, man, just nervous, and you're just scared. So
scared? Why so?
Because if it's a friend or if it's a relative that's going through this, and you see it, so then when you meet somebody else and they might be going through it, I tread lightly because I know the feeling of being a friend or a relative of somebody that's already been down this road. So now that's something I'm putting on my plate and I'm taking home because it's the type of part I got. I want to get you help. I want to watch you. I want to monitor you. But is it healthy for me? Because then I'm going to start neglecting.
Well, I think when you say is it healthy for you, if it's in your calling, for that, then it's healthy for you. But you have to also do what you have to do to replenish yourself. Like me, I feel like today I'm a motivator. Like I'm gonna put the fire behind you. If you follow me on Facebook, you see all my positive stuff. I'm just try to be positive at all costs. I don't deal with any negativity. I just don't like it because I know what negativity can do to you, and I know where it can take you. So, and sometimes my people call me, my friends call me, and we'll go out to lunch, and they'll tell me their problems, and I'll feed into them. And I feel good as I'm feeding into them because I know I'm giving them information they need to help themselves.
I will do.
But hold on. But then, sometimes when I leave, I feel drained because you got to understand everything is energy. And I always say, I know everything is energy. So when I give them my good energy, I have to come back to myself or wherever or to my home. With their
energy that they didn't release on you.
And I have to take that and I have to take that and I meditate to release it, or I'll do like deep breaths to release it. You have to replenish yourself. Once you pour your positivity into someone else, you have to replenish it. You have to come back to yourself and just whatever you need to do, whether it's reading, writing, meditation. I have gratitude journals. I do affirmations. That's one reason why I started this workshop that I'm doing, just for that reason, for the empowerment and uplifting of the soul. So yeah, you have to feed into yourself.
I do, but I know my limits too. I know my limits too, and even with it being my calling to help, to assist, to this, to that, I am a believer of this. If you keep helping the wrong people, you miss the people that you're really supposed to help. And sometimes people take your heart, your calling, and just the person that you are for granted.
Well, so when do you know you've had enough of one person?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying, when do you know?
When do I know?
When do you know you've had enough of one person?
For me is when it's nitpicking, when it's you gotta do, instead of it being an option for me to do. Now it's like, oh, you gotta do it. No, I don't have to do anything. Now you're forcing me. You know what I'm saying? Liability. Don't force me liability. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this because.
What you mean, like you gotta call me every day to tell me this, or you gotta call me every night to tell me that?
But it's because sometimes you see people struggle, and because a person with depression or mental illness, they lack responsibility. So you're there to assist them with their responsibility, so everything doesn't completely fall apart for them. Okay.
Right.
But then it's like, okay. Well, I had this to do today. Well, I had this to do too. So it's like, hold up. What's wrong with you?
Right.
If you can recognize that you want me to do it for you, then you know that you need to do it for yourself.
Right.
So that's the piece where I will come in, where I don't want you to everything to crumble. So let me remind you, come on, let's go do breakfast or lunch or whatever. And in the midst of doing, I'm a multitasker. You know this. I'll be all over the place, So let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. And I don't mind it if you're unable. But once I know that you're able and you're capable, but you still want me to do it, now you're taking this help into a using.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's definitely boundaries in everything.
Yeah.
It's definitely boundaries.
It is, But I definitely pray all the time for the illness. I don't care what it is, whether it's health, mental. I mean, all of it's health. But like mental or physical or whatever, I just, pray for people. And you never know what somebody's going through.
Know.
That's why it's okay to hold the door. It's okay to speak to somebody that don't even speak to you. It's okay to say, you look good today. You don't know. It's days I come out the house, I think I look all right. But I run across people and they like, I like your outfit. I like your boots. I like your hair. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that then gave me a little bit more boost. Like, oh, shuck, I thought I was looking plain. I'm doing a little something today, So you just never know. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. And like I've written, in my chapter of my book, I've written in the chapter, people don't understand everything falling and being broken before my eyes. But I shed a tear. You know what I'm saying? Or I take a drink and just try to relax. But I still smile.
You have to.
Still push. And they don't understand why. And because they didn't understand why, they would ask me, what you smiling at? What you do? And I'm like, I'm preparing myself for the great days.
That's right.
The good days. Because I'm going to get through this. I need to get up because it ain't about me, but it's about me. But I got kids underneath me.
Right.
And even if I didn't have kids, I learned a long, long time ago, you got to love you. If you don't love you, Rachel, how can you demand somebody else to love you? If you don't respect you, how can you demand somebody else to respect you? You can't.
But when you grow up in a family who has favorites, the favorite grandchild,
I did.
or the favorite this and the favorite that, or
I did.
you know, or they'll sing you out. You the
Yeah.
ugliest one in the family. When you have your aunts, your
Yeah.
uncles, and your grandma, and
Yeah.
all them people sitting around the table. Oh, she ain't never gonna amount to nothing. Oh, she gonna get pregnant by the time she's 16. Or she gonna, drop out of school. And and these are the people that's supposed to love you.
But
Supposed
not
to
even that, though.
uplift you.
Not even that.
And they feel
You're talking to a kid like this. It ain't
Yeah.
like you giving a kid a lesson. You ain't saying if you don't change your ways, let me talk to you because I've been there. You're just doing this and then the person that you're praising is doing a lot worse.
That's
shit.
the one that had the baby when she was 16. That's the one who gave the baby away. That's the one who dropped out of school. That's the one who did all that. So, but
And
you
that's
put
the
all
one-
that on me.
But that's the one that was doing all the shit you thought I was doing.
And that's your favorite. Look at your favorite.
But you know why it's the favorite? Because it was them. That's why it's the favorite. It was them.
And there you have it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
People only attract to what they know. You only gravitate to what you feel and see. You understand what I'm saying? And again, for real, I never felt like the favorite on the Virginia side. And I think that's why I gravitated so much to my grandmother in Philly. Because when I went there, it was, I love you. I'm going to take care of you.
Yeah, that's
You're
what my
gonna be
mom's side was.
And it was like she felt my fear. But let me tell you something funny. I didn't have fear. I didn't have fear because of the strangers in the city, in North Philly. I had fear because my goddamn family is crazy.
Yeah.
They
I know when I go to
thugs.
Philly, I ain't got to worry about nothing.
Listen, they was the thugs of the block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, but anyways, she just gave me. Now my grandmother here, she loved me, but it was so many. But she had her favorites too. But it was like she ain't have a problem watching my brother, but I ain't watching Rachel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I went to Philly, it was like my grandma. I think she kind of gave me the love and attention that I wanted my grandmother here to give me.
Yeah.
And so I gravitated. But let me tell you, if you talk to all of my 50-some cousins in Philly, they swear up and down I was my grandmother's favorite. And it's like, how you her favorite when you wasn't, I was raised there, but it was for a few years. It wasn't like from a little tiny baby all the way up. But like I told them, she probably gravitated to me, and she took care of me the way that she didn't take care of her own son. So people tend to make it up.
Yeah, they
through-
try to.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, Grandma loved all of us. There is no favorites. She loved all of us, and she gave all of us to what we needed, what she can do. But again,
See, it was different because,
But
I mean, I hope I'm not hurting nobody's feelings if y'all listening or whatever. But I'm about to say some stuff.
can we talk? Can we talk?
But on my side of the family, it was like my grandma on my mom's side. On my mom's side, she was the type of woman that if I brought you to her house on Christmas and she didn't have nothing for you,
She gonna find something.
She gonna either go in her wallet or she gonna either go in the back room, because little man used to come in and little peddling stuff. They used to buy little stuff. She used to buy stuff.
Little
from
extra stuff.
Yeah, she will always have something to give you. Now, the other side of my family. Okay, so I grew up watching the other cousins get sneakers for Christmas, money for Christmas. Sometimes my sisters and brothers, we got maybe a pack of socks, or sometimes nothing. And when you growing up and you seeing
And you know why? And you know why?
or she would, or they would feed them and not feed you, or feed them something better and then feed you something less.
You know why?
And then when you get older, but then when you get older and then you really don't care for them like that, they wonder why.
Why?
Think about I didn't forget none of that stuff. I ain't forget none of that
telling
stuff.
you.
And then you mad because I don't come around, because I don't come to the family functions, or I don't celebrate the birthdays.
Because I don't feel
I
love.
don't feel love. You didn't love me then. Why am I come on now?
Because I'm going to tell you something. in your, because I'm familiar with your mom and them, but you had a mama and a daddy.
I sure did.
Right? The whole time.
Yep.
Now think about your other cousins. They just had a mama and a daddy here and there.
And that's something that when I was younger, I didn't understand.
You didn't understand.
As a child.
Right. So again, y'all can come over. Y'all gonna get, after they eat good, because we know when you go home, you're gonna eat good, even though it's not right.
But then it shouldn't be like that.
No, it shouldn't be like that because you're assuming you don't know what's going on for real, for real. Yeah. It shouldn't be like that. But two, mothers know their children. You understand? So maybe she thought, I know my son or daughter, whichever one she had, your mother, or whether she was the mother of the father, whoever, for you, like, I know their responsibility piece. You know, I know they're going to make sure them kids eat. Yeah. Hell, they probably go to McDonald's, Wendy's, or wherever, whatever. But I got to feed these kids because I know that the mama ain't got time or they just going to eat what I got here to feed them. So it wasn't that I was a grandmother to them. I was more of a mother to them. Because that was the scenario in the Philly situation. Grandma took towards the kids that needed the most per her eyes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then sometimes older women take towards their grandkids when they see themselves. Even though it ain't good, but they can identify. And this little baby ain't gonna judge me because this little baby like me. You know what I'm saying? Come here, sugar. You me all over again. Yep. You know what I'm saying? This is my favorite because that is me. That's you know me. You want. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad to say, but that's just how it is. And you're gonna have your aha moment because you got two daughters. And and then I'm gonna tell you, you got two daughters. I got four. So we think we're gonna treat all of our grandkids the same. But if that one daughter of ours that's less responsible, which child we gonna be on?
Yeah, I got you.
We're gonna be on that grandchild that mom is less responsible. We're gonna pour into that child where it's not two parents, it's one. Because we feel like that's where the help is needed. And I had to break that down to my daughters. I don't have a special child. All of y'all are my daughters. I have no reason to mistreat neither one of you. Now, right now, at this certain time, I have to pour into this child because this child needs right now, mentally, physically. Later on, I'm going to have to pour into this one, and then this one, then this one. And so, I love all of y'all the same, but you're going to have to wait your turn. It's only me. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of my choices, it's just me. I'm a single mother. You know? But they can say, because I really feel like my third child feels like, well, the two middle. I'm going to say that. I think the two middle feel like they're the black sheep. They feel like, you know, but in reality, I look at them and I'm like, you could throw them in the jungle, they're going to come out swinging.
Yes.
For real. Yes. Them two. Like, I know for a fact. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I be on them because I don't want you to get stuck in that jungle. Yeah. Now, the older and the younger one, I throw them, they ain't going to make it. They're going to come back shivering and crying. Yeah. And, so you know what I'm saying?
Them a little bit more.
So I be on. Now, no, I don't tend to the younger one and the older one. I mean, I tend to them, but they are more laid back and chill. You know what I'm saying? So they're in the house. They're into whatever's going around the house. These two, they kind of want to sightsee and the two in the middle. But I'm on you because I don't want you to learn the hard way per se.
Yes, and you know that's crazy that you said that because me and my kid's father, we just had a conversation about that with my daughter because he was like, I know she don't feel like I love her or whatever, but I'm harder on her because of this situation because I know she gonna be, you know, like just like you said, and what you just said made me have that aha moment from what he was telling me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, and I feel like one of the two, I thought actually one of the two was going through depression. And I asked because she started to be distant, tune out, attitude, this, that, and the third. And I don't want to be here, this, that, and the third. And I had to go and talk to her and I had to ask her. And I had to, you know, pull that string back in.
Did she admit it?
She said she's not, but she told me how she was feeling. But I had to let her tell me, because had I not went and talked to her, it would have went to depression. Because she didn't have an out, I mean, per se. You know what I'm saying? You might could tell your friend or whatever.
It's easy talking to your mom.
It's right, but that's what I'm saying. It's not. But if I wouldn't have made her feel comfortable enough to talk to me and I had to understand you can't go on there. And you can't,
No,
you can't. Something is really going on here, and I hope it's not depression, but I need her to tell me how she really feel about me, how she really feel about this environment, so she can get it out, so she don't get depressed. You know, you spend most of your days at home, so if you spend most of your days at home, you know, eventually you're gonna be, and you in your room, and you're not around your siblings, nobody in the house, you just in your room, music up, don't want to be bothered. That's gonna take you into what?
Yeah, it can take you into a depressed state, not depression per se, but a depressed state.
Right. A depressed state to the fact that eventually you keep going and going and going.
You're gonna be depressed.
Yes. So I had to, you know, like, you know what, and I had to ask her, do you want me to help you? Do you want me to, you know, remind you this and say this? And I had to tell her, whatever you feel, let me know. How can I fix it if I don't know?
Even if you can't fix it, you can help her.
Right.
Sometimes you just can't. Some things just can't be fixed.
Right. But I'm saying, as far as, you know, I got a problem with this, that, and the third, because like, and then like I had to explain to her. I'm gonna be your mother before I be your friend.
Right.
That's number one. Okay. That's it, and that's all to it. Your friend gonna go along with some bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't go along with some bullshit.
Right.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. And but once I broke a lot of things down to her, she said, I get it.
And sometimes that's all it takes is a talk. Communication is key.
And
in any situation.
Exactly. And then too, and like I had to say to her, because I will come in, I will cook, clean, and go up to my room. And I had to tell her, just because I'm in my room, you thought I ain't pay attention?
Right.
You know, I go to my room, but my ears are my eyes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's exactly what I tell my girls.
You know, my ears are my eyes. So I do love you. I do give you a space, but this is what's going to have to happen. And don't be like that. And I'm going to tell you moving forward with your friends, your family, whoever you deal with in life, and even when you go to college and you get your own place and become a woman and you get into a relationship, do not hold stuff in. When somebody has done something to you, let them know. You don't have to scream, yell, fight, or anything, but just let them know, and don't let them know in front of everybody. Pull them to the side and let them know. Because if you wear it on you, it's going to become you, and you don't want to be them.
Nope.
So we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you all for joining. Again, the warning signs of depression is people who commit suicide don't want to die, but at the end, it ends their pain.
That's the number to call here.
It ends their pain. If you notice any signs, they may be thinking about harming themselves, get help. And then you can call this number for National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It's 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-TALK. Also, if you feel like you need a life coach for anything, you know, whether it's relationship, whether it's mediation, whether it's adapting back to society, coming from an institution of any kind, you can contact me at 804-874-9693. And it's called Can We Talk Raw Wisdom. That is my life coaching services. Thank you all for joining us. We'll be back here again next week. We're not for sure of the topic. We're going to go through the list and see what we have going on and who wants to talk about what. Absolutely. Who wants to talk about what. And we'll be here. And thank you all for joining. And don't forget, get your family and friends to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to turn it over to Miss Toya because she got some blessings that she want to share.
Well, on a more positive note, but this is all positive because we informed you guys. But I told you guys last time I had a nonprofit organization. I started back in 2014, and it's called Stellar Kids. And I usually do like give away book bags for school. I was able to help a few families a couple years ago with a Christmas or two. And I just want to this year I'm putting on a Christmas event. And I'm going to be accepting new toys, clothes, and gift cards. I'm not 501c3, so I'm not asking for money because I cannot give you I can't give you tax a deduction on it. But if you want to, then it's all appreciated. But this is a Christmas drive, and I'm sending out flyers. So I'm just going to read what I have here. This is a Christmas drive to help local kids in the community to have a chance at a stellar Christmas. Stellar Kids is an up-and-coming nonprofit organization that I started back in 2014, as I said, and I am working on becoming 501c3, and with one common goal, and that is to help. So I am putting on an event on December 22nd, Lees Hill Community Center, South Side, from 1 to 3 o'clock, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and I'm going to be giving out gifts. But I can't do this alone. I need your help. So if you are interested in donating anything, and I'm accepting new clothes, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable giving money, we're taking toys, gift cards, or whatever, you can call or text me at 540-607-7177. Again, that's 540-607-7177, and we can set up a pickup and a drop-off time, and it is going to be December 22nd at 3 between 1 and 3. And I am looking for a Santa Claus. So if you know anybody who want to dress up as Santa Claus, please call me.
All men with beards.
Yes.
You hear me? Okay. Yeah. Goatee, beards, or whatever you got. You know what I mean? You're on demand.
I do have an email. Just do my personal for right now. It's Toya Jackson, and that's with 2 N's, at gmail.com. Again, that's Toya Jackson with 2 N's at gmail.com. I do have an email for the Stellar Kids, but I'm still working some things out with that, so that's the one for right now. And I do appreciate everything. I just want to make this a success for these kids. The kids that we will be helping, we're going to pull them from local schools and from the shelters. But if you know any families that need the help, please hit me up. Yes. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your time.
And don't forget to contact us at 804-874-9693. That is also going to be the call-in line for the live podcast. So when we're having topics and stuff, we're going to actually take 5 or 10 minutes out of our podcast show to get feedback, or you all can ask me any questions, or if you want to talk to Toya, whatever the case may be, you can contact that number, 804-874-9693. My website is raw, RAWAWISDOM.com. RAWAWisdom.com is my website. And you can also go there, shop Raw, go into the store, get you a Mind Over Matter shirt, get you a Walk Your Walk shirt, coffee mugs, wine glasses, water bottles, different things on there. Go check it out.
Support, y'all. Support the cause.
That's right.
I know y'all believe in us because y'all watching us every Wednesday.
And and really, I think everybody that's been with me since day one. But it's growing and it feels good.
And it's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow, and we just want you guys to be a part of it. We want our day ones.
That's right. And all of you that suffer from mental illness, be a blessing to yourself. So you can be an encouragement to someone else. And tell them how you walked your walk, and tell them how you had mind over matter. And I am here if you want to chat. Toya's here if you want to chat. So just let us know. And if you feel like you want to come on one day and share your story, how you beat depression, for the most part, and you started out taking all these medications. Now you're not even on medications. And what things did you do to move forward? And what did you do to get out of the depression, and how did you start it? Because your story will enlighten someone else. Your story will stop someone else from committing suicide. So we love you guys. We'll see you next Wednesday at 6:30 to 7:30. Please invite your friends to the page. Share. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We love you guys. Good night.
Good night.